creating a parallel line through point P. So first we start with a given line and a given point P. If they didn't give you a point P and they just want you to construct a parallel line, well, go ahead and give yourself a point P somewhere on your paper. And step one is to take your straight edge and draw any line that you'd like that goes through point P that crosses the given line on your paper. So for example, I'm going to draw mine like that. I usually draw mine tilted this way. I don't like it quite so much when it's too vertical or too slanted. So that's my line through point P. No need to put arrows on the end of it because it's just a step in the middle of the construction. So what we do now is you take your compass and you put it on the intersection of where the line you drew crosses the given line. So put the center there and draw an arc, any size you'd like. Again, I wouldn't go too large or too small, and you need it to cross the line you drew and the line that was provided for you on your paper. Now use the same compass size, don't change it, and go up to P, put your center on P, and draw a similar arc. However, the catch is, here, see how they kind of look the same, we don't know how far down to go. So if in doubt, since we don't have the line yet, go too far. It'd be easier to go too far and you don't even have to erase it at that point in time, versus if you don't go far enough, you'll have to go back and try to match up the size again. So we have our two arcs. We first started from down here, drew an arc, then we went to P and drew the same arc. Now the arc you drew, the first one, should cross the line you drew along with the original line. And what we need to do is we need to put the center of our compass at one of those points and figure out the distance, or what the radius should be, to match the other point. So right about here, the center's at one, the pencil's at the other, and what we're going to do is we're going to draw an arc. And that's essentially just for proof that the measurement is actually lining up, that it actually goes through the point. And then leave your compass in that size for a moment and go up to the top arc, the second arc you drew. And you're actually going to draw the same size arc. See how this part up here, those two arcs and the two arcs down here match. They look very, very similar. And we're almost done. You put a point where these two arcs up here cross, and that actually gives you your second point for drawing your parallel line. Connect that point to point P, and we have our parallel lines. Mark them parallel with some little arrow marks on them, parallel marks. And essentially what we've just done is created two angles that are congruent, that are the same measure, and by creating angles that are the same measure, we created lines that are parallel.